O my people, your guides are the cause of your wandering, turning your footsteps out of the right way.
The Lord comes to pronounce judgment on the leaders of his people and their officials. The Lord says, the women of Zion are proud, they walk with their heads high and flirt with their eyes.
The Lord is ready to take up his cause against his people, and is about to come forward as their judge. Isaiah, chapter 3.
New English Translation. Look, the sovereign Lord who commands armies is about to remove from Jerusalem and Judah every source of security, including all the food and water, the mighty men and warriors, judges and prophets, omen readers and leaders, captains of groups of 50, the respected citizens, advisors and those skilled in magical arts, and those who know incantations.
Isaiah 3. Bible in Basic English. For the Lord of armies, is about to take away from Jerusalem and from Judah all their support, their store of bread and of water, the strong man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet, the man who has knowledge of secret arts, and the man who is wise because of his years, the captain of 50, and the man of high position, and the wise guide, and the wonder worker, and he who makes use of secret powers.
The Lord says, I will make youths their officials, malicious young men will rule over them. The people will treat each other harshly, men will oppose each other, neighbors will fight, youths will proudly defy the elderly and riffraff will challenge those who were once respected.
And I will make children their chiefs, and foolish ones will have rule over them, and the people will be crushed, every one by his neighbor, the young will be full of pride against the old, and those of low position will be lifted up against the noble.
Indeed, a man will grab his brother right in his father's house and say, you own a coat, you be our leader, this heap of ruins will be under your control.
When one man puts his hand on another in his father's house, and says, you have clothing, be a ruler and be responsible for us in our sad condition, then he will say with an oath, I will not be a helper, for in my house there is no bread or clothing, I will not let you make me a ruler of the people.
At that time the brother will shout, I am no doctor, I have no food or coat in my house. Don't make me a leader of the people. Jerusalem certainly stumbles, Judah falls. For their words and their actions offend the Lord, they rebel against his royal authority.
For Jerusalem has become feeble, and destruction has come on Judah. Because their words and their acts are against the Lord, moving the eyes of his glory to wrath.
The look on their faces testifies to their guilt. Like the people of Sodom they openly boast of their sin. Too bad for them, for they bring disaster on themselves.
Their respect for a man's position is a witness against them, and their sin is open to the view of all, like that of Sodom, it is not covered, a curse on their soul, for the measure of their sin is full.
Tell the innocent it will go well with them, for they will be rewarded for what they have done.
Happy is the upright man, for he will have joy of the fruit of his ways. Unhappy is the sinner, for the reward of his evil doings will come on him.
Too bad for the wicked sinners, for they will get exactly what they deserve. Oppressors treat my people cruelly, creditors rule over them, my people's leaders mislead them, they give you confusing directions.
As for my people, the ruler is acting like a child, and those who have authority over them are women. O my people, your guides are the cause of your wandering, turning your footsteps out of the right way.
The Lord takes his position to judge, he stands up to pass sentence on his people. The Lord comes to pronounce judgment on the leaders of his people and their officials. He says, it is you who have ruined the vineyard, you have stashed in your houses what you have stolen from the poor. Why do you crush my people and grind the faces of the poor? The sovereign Lord who commands armies has spoken.
The Lord is ready to take up his cause against his people, and is about to come forward as their judge. The Lord comes to be the judge of their responsible men and of their rulers. It is you who have made waste the vine garden, and your houses is the property of the poor which you have taken by force. By what right are you crushing my people, and putting a bitter yoke on the necks of the poor? This is the word of the Lord of armies.
The Lord says, "The women of Zion are proud, they walk with their heads high and flirt with their eyes, they skip along and the jewelry on their ankles jingles."
Again, the Lord has said, "Because the daughters of Zion are full of pride, and go with outstretched necks and wandering eyes, with their foot chains sounding when they go."
So the sovereign master will afflict the foreheads of Zion's women with skin diseases, the Lord will make the front of their heads bald. At that time the sovereign master will remove their beautiful ankle jewelry, neck ornaments, crescent-shaped ornaments, earrings, bracelets, veils, headdresses, ankle ornaments, sachets, amulets, rings, nose rings, festive dresses, robes, shawls, purses, garments, vests, head coverings, and gowns.
The Lord will send disease on the heads of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will let their secret parts be seen. In that day the Lord will take away the glory of their foot rings, and their sun jewels, and their moon ornaments, the earrings, and the chains, and the delicate clothing, the headbands, and the arm chains, and the worked bands, and the perfume boxes, and the jewels with secret powers, the rings, and the nose jewels, the feast day dresses, and the robes, and the wide skirts, and the handbags, the looking glasses, and the fair linen, and the high headdresses, and the veils.
A putrid stench will replace the smell of spices. A robe will replace a belt, baldness will replace braided locks of hair, a sackcloth garment will replace a fine robe, and a prisoner's brand will replace beauty.
And in the place of sweet spices will be an evil smell, and for a fair band a thick cord, for a well-dressed head there will be the cutting off of the hair, and for a beautiful robe there will be the clothing of sorrow, the mark of the prisoner in place of the ornaments of the free.
Your men will fall by the sword, your strong men will die in battle, her gates will mourn and lament, deprived of her people, she will sit on the ground.
Your men will be put to the sword, and your men of war will come to destruction in the fight, and in the public places of her towns will be sorrow and weeping. And she will be seated on the earth, waste and uncovered. Isaiah, chapter 4. New English Translation. 7 women will grab hold of one man at that time. They will say, "We will provide our own food, we will provide our own clothes, but let us belong to you. Take away our shame."
Isaiah 4, Bible in Basic English. And in that day 7 women will put their hands on one man, saying, "There will be no need for you to give us food or clothing, only let us go under your name, so that our shame may be taken away."
On that day 7 women will seize one man, saying, "We will eat our own bread and provide our own clothing, just let us bear your name, take away our disgrace." Isaiah 4, Christian Standard Bible. The branch of the Lord glorified. On that day the branch of the Lord will be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the land will be the pride and glory of Israel's survivors.
In that day will the young growth of the Lord be beautiful in glory, and the fruit of the earth will be the pride of those who are still living in Israel.
At that time the crops given by the Lord will bring admiration and honor. The produce of the land will be a source of pride and delight to those who remain in Israel, those remaining in Zion. Those left in Jerusalem will be called holy. All in Jerusalem who are destined to live.
Whoever remains in Zion and whoever is left in Jerusalem will be called holy, all in Jerusalem written in the book of life. When the Lord has washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion and cleansed the bloodguilt from the heart of Jerusalem. By a spirit of judgment and a spirit of burning.
And it will come about that the rest of the living in Zion, and of those who have been kept from destruction in Jerusalem, will be named holy, even everyone who has been recorded for life in Jerusalem, when Zion has been washed from her sin by the Lord, Jerusalem made clean from her blood by a judging and a burning wind.
At that time the sovereign master will wash the excrement from Zion's women, he will rinse the bloodstains from Jerusalem's midst, as he comes to judge and to bring devastation. Then the Lord will create over all of Mount Zion and over its convocations a cloud and smoke by day, and a bright flame of fire by night,
Then the Lord will create a cloud of smoke by day and a glowing flame of fire by night over the entire site of Mount Zion and over its assemblies. For there will be a canopy over all the glory, and there will be a shelter for shade from heat by day, and a refuge and shelter from storm and rain.
And over every living place on Mount Zion, all over all her meetings, the Lord will make a cloud and smoke by day, and the shining of a flaming fire by night, for over all, the glory of the Lord will be a cover and a tent, and a shade in the daytime from the heat, and a safe cover from storm and from rain.
Indeed, a canopy will accompany the Lord's glorious presence. By day it will be a shelter to provide shade from the heat, as well as safety and protection from the heavy downpour. Isaiah, chapter 3. Isaiah, chapter 4.